This is a video I never thought I'd have to make. Honestly, it's a video I shouldn't have to make, but here we are. Since Charlie Kirk's assassination, I've seen a flood of posts saying to cut off the left, that there's no coming back from this. And I get it. We've seen people dancing on the grave before the body was even cold. We've seen attacks on a grieving wife and her children. And it's cruel, it's inhumane, and a symptom of a culture that's lost its empathy. But here's the thing. Celebrating death isn't disagreement, it's depravity. And while those voices are loud, they're not the majority. I've seen people on the left walking away, not because they've suddenly embraced conservative values, but because they still believe in human dignity. They're saying, this is too much. This is too far. And I think that's the lesson we need to learn from Charlie Kirk. Because he was the living example of Isaiah 1:18. Come now, let us reason together. Let me speak plainly, especially to my own side. If your response to this tragedy is to cut off everyone on the left, you've traded discernment for vengeance. That's not justice, that's tribalism with a halo. There are still people willing to reason. If we slam the door on them, we're not defending truth, we're denying them grace. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans 12:21. And to those on the left who are cheering this man's death, mocking his widow, who called him a fascist for defending the unborn, if your justice requires a corpse, it's not justice, it's idolatry. But I'm not going to paint all of you with the same brush. Some of you are speaking out. Some of you are repenting. And that matters. Charlie wasn't perfect. Neither am I. Neither are you. But he stood for the unborn. He challenged gender confusion. And he spoke truth in a culture that punishes truth tellers. That's not MAGA. That's Micah 6:8. If your ideology can't make room for someone who died speaking truth, then maybe it's not ideology at all, but instead is immaturity because you can't compete with alternate viewpoints. Some have said that he supported genocide, to which I ask, where's your evidence? If you mean Israel, you're conflating geopolitical complexity with moral absolutism. And if you mean gun rights, you're blaming tools instead of confronting untreated mental illness, often from the very side that admits that it struggles with it. And when Matthew 7:21 is weaponized, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom. Let's be honest. That's not a license to play God. The fruit of someone's life matters. If Christ never knew him, then let Christ say so. Until then, mourn with humility. Don't celebrate with arrogance. I came across a post not too long ago, which read, my church has people who are okay with Charlie Kirk's death. Pastor told me we have to understand varying viewpoints. I'm now seeking a new church. This person's broken, he's trying, and he asked if we could be his church today. Yes, we can. Because the church isn't a building, it's a body. And when one part suffers, we all suffer. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalms 34:18. Now, this is not meant to bash anyone who is innocent in all this. There are those who are demon-filled that will use our kindness and make us suffer for it. This is not what this is about. This is about casting a shadow on all because of a few. But if you're someone who is celebrating someone's death, you need to check your heart. And if you're a believer who sees this as the final straw, we must remember where we came from and the grace God gave us. And if you're a pastor more concerned with viewpoints than with the truth, you need to check your pulpit. But if you're weary, wondering where the church went, know this. Christ hasn't left you. He still reasons with the scarlet. He still walks with the broken. And he still calls us to speak truth, even when it costs us everything. We don't get to choose who's worthy of grace. That's God's job. Ours is to speak truth, to show mercy, to reason with the willing, and to walk away from the hardened, not with hatred, but with heartbreak. Because if we become what we hate, then we've already lost. Now, I know I said I was taking a few weeks off to catch up on some important things. But as I've said before, if God tells me to speak on something, I will. And this is something I feel called upon to speak about. So consider this my reset of my 2 weeks. Or depending on how things go, I might return sooner. I'm actually catching up faster than I thought I was going to. I'll let you know on my X account or on Facebook. Until then, let's get this message out to those who need to hear it. Like, subscribe, and share if you feel moved to. Until next time, God willing, God bless. Let him who has ears to hear, let us all hear.